All right, hello everyone. It it is Mary. I am here. I got it all working. Yay! I had a little helper, but she's not feeling well today. So hopefully next week when I'm doing my the live class for 4 hours, I she's feeling better. So hello. Okay, so I went back into my YouTube video, my YouTube world in the back office, and I saw the last time I did a live and my hair was a lot shorter. And so I was like, okay, time to get going live. Let's see if that helps my lighting here. Just a sec. And so I'm so excited to be hanging out with you. It's summer's here. It's happening, warmer weather. Where's everybody coming in from? Let's see. I have a little laptop here. I can kind of see comments. Hi again. Yes. Okay. You might see a lot of hi agains. This morning I did a bonus class for those people who registered for my live event for next week. I did a bonus class this morning. So that was a lot of fun. So Florida, South Carolina. Oh my gosh. Yay. Ottawa. Wow. Everybody's coming in. So if you're watching the replay, you could probably skip ahead a couple minutes. I'd say about the 2-minute mark. And we'll jump right into the crafting. But we're here live now, so we are going to see who else is coming in. New Hampshire, oh my gosh, North Carolina, New York, very cool. Oh, lots of familiar names too. Hello, everyone. So fun. So today, couple things on the agenda. First of all, can you hear and see me? I presume you can, but if someone could just say, good to go in the chat, I'll know for sure so I don't keep blabbering on. So some people in here are, oh yeah, from down the road from each other. Very cool. Yes, good to go. All right, cool. Awesome, thank you. So today, want to hang out with you, probably keep this to about an hour or so. Going to be doing a fun technique. So interestingly enough, this morning, I did the class on a particular technique that I absolutely love to do. And you'll see that technique today. I probably won't, well, I might go through it again. But I'm going to do the first half of the technique with you all. And that is this sort of like an alcohol look, but without the alcohol inks. And so we'll talk about that, but we're not there yet. So we're going to be doing that. Want to answer any questions that any of you might have. It's a Q&A, could be about anything. We could do that as we craft. We could do a chat. I'll stop every now and again to answer questions. And so we'll do that. But then also wanted to let everyone know that if you are interested in joining us for the live event on June 17th, it's going to be a 4-hour class, virtual. I'm going to be going over 3 different techniques, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing too. This is kind of the first video I have promoting that event where I'm actually going to show you physical products. So you'll get to see that up close and see if that's something that you're interested in. Okay. So Cheryl has a question. For some reason, I don't make it Saturday, or if I want to watch it again. Oh, yes, you will have access to it forever. So you'll be able to watch the replay of the 4-hour event for sure. Yep. So that is guaranteed for you if you are a registered participant. So good question. Okay, pop in any other questions you have. If you want, because I'm doing this solo right now, next week I'll have help. But if you want to make your word question in all caps, that way I could, it'll draw attention to make sure that there's a question I need to answer. What does my shirt stand for? Oxide Inks. So Distress Oxide Inks is where the inspiration comes from. But it's just the word oxide and it's rainbow and it's fun. So that's a great question. I also have on, for those of you who know, I'll explain it, but I also have on my little apron here where it says a crafty life is a happy life. So the first 15 people that purchased the ticket for the event Saturday got one sent to them. So I have 2 to give away during the event. Let me just talk about that real quick because then we'll get into crafting. All right. So this event coming up on Saturday, I wanted to do all the things, and that's just par for the course for me and my demeanor. I want all the things, but I wanted a crop, time to craft together, education, so bringing value, And I wanted to do a lot of giveaways. I may have gone overboard. I'm sure those of you that registered for a ticket do not think so. You're happy with what I got, but I have so many giveaways, and I'll talk about them as we go through. Plus, we're doing a giveaway today. So if you hang out, you're in the chat, I can see you, participate. You don't have to participate the whole time. When I say it's time for giveaway, we're going to do a giveaway too. Yeah, would I consider teaching YouTube classes on coloring with alcohol markers? Yeah, actually, Robin, if you go into my channel and type in the search box on my channel, alcohol markers, there are a few that quite a few actually, not only do comparisons of the markers, but I actually show you how to use them. And the one with the strawberries on it gives you a indication of where to get started. I'm not an expert as meaning I don't use them all the time, but I do believe that, some basic instruction was in that video could really help you get started. But yeah, I'll do some more of that for sure. All right. Kathy's looking forward to the demo. Okay. So last thing on that, if you are interested in joining, you can either click the register button in the description of this video, or I will just copy and paste it into the chat right now. So we have it. I think we'll see if I can do this by myself. I got dependent on my helper. Yes, so that's the link to register if you want. The tickets are $15 to register, and you will have full-time access to the whole replay for it. All right. Oh, thanks, Stacy. She said I'm phenomenal with Ohuhu markers. Those are the only ones I use. I've tried them. I can't say all. I've tried a lot, and you can see that from my channel, and they are definitely a favorite for the price. And there's some, I can't tell you. There's some exciting news coming about the Ohuhu. And if you've been hanging out with me for any time, you know they're missing one thing, and that's the thing that's coming out. But anyway, okay, more to come on that. I'm very excited about that. All right, Cindy Allen's here, Barbara's here, Dolores is here. Let's get started. So, questions on anything so far, pop them in the chat if you can caps questions so I know to look out for it. Let us get started. I'm going to make me smaller and my screen bigger here. All right. Okay, so like I said before, we are going to... I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, we are going to talk about how to get this alcohol look, sort of, right, without the alcohol inks. That, and then some other kind of fun with watercolors. Okay, so if you're playing along with me, what I'm using is watercolor paper or cardstock. And I'm going to be also using any watercolors you have will work. I'm going to be using the Gansai Tambi watercolors here. I have my trusty, which I can't overstate this enough how cool this thing is. I picked it up at like a Home Goods, but it says war paint on it, and it's got clean or dirty and clean water. So I have that on station ready to go. I have my drink. We are good. So let me talk about this card before we get started. This card, a couple things I wanted to share about it. For one, what's fun about this technique, I did a full class. So if you want to watch sort of a consolidated or streamlined class on it, I did it for scrapbook.com on their free classes if you want to check it out. But essentially, you get this look here using the blower tool that you would for alcohol inks. But a couple other things, we'll get into that, but a couple other things I want you to keep note of. You think outside of the box, as you mentioned it this morning in this morning's class, that you don't have to do things just the way they come. This is a heart die that I cut in half and left a piece open to put a sentiment. So things like that, just think outside the box. It's really inspiring to get the most out of your stuff. Okay. All right. So I have my drink and my paint, and I will do my best not to mix them up. Squeal. All right. So this is a new mat, by the way, scrapbook.com. I love it. It's clean. We're going to enjoy it while it's clean. And I'm going to try to stay center frame here because I have issues with that. All right. Thank you, Cindy Ellen, for keeping me out of trouble. Appreciate you. All right, let's get started here. Now, watercolor cardstock, use whatever you have. It does not matter. I happen to have an excess of Hippie watercolor cardstock. I don't even know if they're still selling it. But that is what I'm going to be using here. And you want to decide what colors you want to use. And of course, I forgot a crucial supply. I'll be right back. I just need my blower tool. All right, let's talk about tools because you know I'm a cheap chicken. So I have this one is the crafting name brand one. I think it's from Ranger. And then I got this, came in a 2-pack, I believe, from Amazon. So I think if you took 1 for 1, this is half the price. But same premise, same idea. Okay, it does the same. So we have that. And then I also need some this stuff. What is this stuff called? Paper towels. All right. So what we're going to do here, and this can be, I haven't done this in a long time. So we're hanging out, we're crafting, we're chatting, and there might be issues. Okay, Cheryl, hopefully you just answered that. Oh, Deb, no. So this morning I did a bonus class for registrants for my live event coming up. So I did it for a few reasons. Wanted to answer questions for the event. I wanted to test out all the equipment. So yes, that's what and I'll show a little bit about what we did this morning too in this one, so you don't miss too much. All right, let's go. So first thing that you're going to want to do, I like to start from the bottom. Even though this is going to be the top, I start here because I'm going to be going in with my blower action in this way. All right. So that is just tip number 1. I'm going to take my brush rather. It's got water, sopping with water. And I'm just going to lay down a little bit of this wetness on the bottom. Okay. Now I'm going to go and pick my first color. So I want colors that mix really well. All right, so I'm going to go with a purple a blue into sort of a purple, and similar to the one that I showed you actually. But we'll do it that way. Okay. So I'm just going to add some more water here, and I'm going to go. I did spray my paints, but I'll do it again. We're going to go blue to purple to pink. Okay. So Gansai Tambi watercolors are really saturated. So you can see that this is already like starting to sift through down, right? Which is what we want. That is a good thing. Rinse off look, I already put my dirty brush into the clean water, right into the clean water. So, I'm all with it today. Okay, we have a little darker blue. I'm going to go up to the top here. And the idea, I'm going to bring this down. The idea is this actually has to be quite wet, because if we're going to do a blower technique, then we need something to kind of move, right? So I'm going to start down here, and then I'm going to work my way up into that color. Okay. So starting down and then working my way up. All right. I still feel like there needs to be a little bit more pink, and I'm not seeing pink on my thing. Where is pink? We might have to improvise here. Oh yeah, pink's at the top. Okay. This is more pink. Yeah. All right, so pink was at the top. I was just confused. So I'm going to start here. And still it caught. See, that's good watercolor paper too. If it catches, even it doesn't dry a solid line, it like catches. So I'm going to bring it back up into the top. All right. Now I'm going to go in and just put wet right here, right at the bottom. Okay. And we're going to go back. We're going to do a couple layers. So nothing's happening too much here. That's okay. That means we need to lay down more color. All right. So let's try this again. We're going to go back in with our blue. All right. Now we're seeing some soppy. That's good. So sorry, I'll answer questions in a sec if you have them. Right. And now I'm being really, really generous with the liquid. Now it's like I'm not no holds bar. All right. And we can also do this. Spritz it and then go back Now, it's best if you do this a little bit less paint up at the top. See how I have so much paint up here? I don't have much to work with down at the bottom, so we'll do it again. But I'm moving it. So see how I'm just getting that going? I ideally want more of this, right? So we're going to do it again, and we're going to do less water up here. Okay, but that's the idea. Watch your fingers on it. I love the mix, the mix of the colors. Look how pretty that is. That's like a perfect ink blend, right? But only with waters. So we'll put this aside. Let me get a piece of paper here. So what's everybody doing? Are you all hanging out with me? Or are you? I see somebody came in from the pool, which I think is great. Cooling off inside, right? Are you guys crafting along with me? What are you doing over there? Okay, let me get a sip. I'm burning up here. I got all these lights on me. All right, let's get a fresh piece. And we are going to learn from our kind of the way that we first did it. And we're going to get this going a little bit better. First thing, let's try this. I'm going to actually sop my paper. So I have my spray. I'm going to take this off because I have my computer right in front of me. So I'm going to move this and spray it off camera just to get a little bit more saturated. Okay, so we kind of got that started for us. All right, let's go with, let me look at some different colors here. Let's go with I'm going to do a turquoise into a pink. Let's do that. Oh, and look, I had this the whole time. So I have this guide, tells me exactly what colors are which. Mary, use what you have. Use your swatches. All right. Okay. Doing sublimation. I want to learn how to do that so bad, Darlene. Like, I know I just need to watch a couple videos and figure out my life, but I have so much of that vinyl. All right. Straightening up your craft room, laying down for your daughter's. Oh, good. Yes, came in from the pool. Good deal. Making birthday cards. Okay, awesome. Okay, so then we've gotten that sopped. Look, it's already drying. Let me that. Now I'm going to stick a little bit more to the top. Okay, so I don't want it to be so far down, and I want it more wet. We want to get that nice saturation. Okay, this might work better if look at how pretty that aqua color is. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay, I'm going to go back with water. See how I watered that again? And then I'm going to pick up my pink. And you know what I might have done? Now that I think about it, hey Mary, I should probably go watch my video. That will help out. There we go. And you can go from the sides. The harder you press, the more directed it is, the more splatter you're going to get right there. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And there is no rhyme, no reason, no perfect way to do this. It's just for fun. All right, you can even, look at that. That's so fun. You can even go, let it dry. You can let it dry and come back and do it again and get like a second layer. And I think if I recall when I first did this, I'm pretty sure I did do that. I did like a one color and then splatter and then one color splatter and such. So we're going to keep having fun. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep practicing and see what else we can get. Sound quality okay, everybody? Sounds good. Lighting is good. Let me know. I'm always looking to make sure that I'm making headway and progress of what I'm doing. Oh, good, Heidi. I'm glad you like it. Okay, perfect. Again, if I ignored your question, just repost it and I'll make sure that I get it. Okay, sounds perfect. Good. So we have our second one here, and that you get such different looks. I think that's what's so color. And that teal kind of had my heart, but let's not keep it to one thing. I'm the type of person, I have a question for all of you. Okay, so I'm the type of person, once I know like my favorite meal at a restaurant, that's like the only thing that I'll get. Is there anyone else out there like that? that just like, you know, it's a sure thing and you just stick with it. All right. So like, I'll give you an example. Cheesecake Factory, the chicken Madeira. That is my jam. That is the best meal for me on the menu. And I just stay with it. I'll be hard pressed to get something else when I go there because I know I'll be missing it. All right, this color is beautiful. We're going to do this one. I'm going to saturate this. Raise his hand. Totally like that. Yay, I'm not all alone. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go in. I have just this one color. I'm going to saturate the bottom of it to give us some place for the splatters to move. And I don't know what tool I've been using, so I'll just alternate. Okay, so we get like a lighter, but not so much splatters here. Let me just go in. I think this might be too light a color, so we're going to go in with its friend right next to it, sort of like a darker hue of that. And let's see if we can get anything moving on there. There we go. All right. Now we're seeing sort of how they're mixing the colors. And then if you have too much, you can just kind of sop it up with your paper towel on the ends. I told you my nice clean mat was nice for a minute. We'll see how well it stays. Already I'm loving this. This would be like if you did like a beach. This looks just like a beautiful ocean color. So if you did like a beach kind of look, oh my gosh, that would be so fun. Okay, let me check the chat. Better safe than sorry. Yummies. Okay. This will be fun. All right. So let me play around with this a little bit more. We're kind of experimenting today, but we're just having a good. I'm going to start up here again though. I am, just because I am. And I'm going to go dark. And then I'm going to go light. And then I'm going to mix. I'm going to put some clean water right sort of in the center there. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, I think, oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Glad you showed up to play. All right. There we go. So that's the look I'm going for. Okay. So we kind of saw how we had to do it. I had to add more of the water in the center. I needed something to help move it. Right. All right, Stacy, do you think you would get the same effect with a straw instead of a blower tool? I think that you definitely could get a similar look. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be good to try for sure. It's definitely worth a try. I think you're probably getting the same motion. It's just this is like a concentrated, like quick, right? But definitely give it a try and then report back because I'd like to know. I don't have any straws around here. I don't think I do. Good question. Oh my gosh. So these colors are just incredible. They're incredible. I have to say the Gansai Tambi, they're not cheap. They're not on the cheaper scale, but I really, really do love them. And I've had them forever and I don't use them all the time, but every time I pull them out. Do you have those supplies in your craft room where like they collect dust and then you're like, oh, I should probably play with those. And then you do. And you're like, why did you collect dust? I love you. That's how I am a lot of times with a lot of my stuff. Oh gosh. Cindy Ellen about passed out using a straw, so be careful, Stacey. Okay. Here we go. I want to talk to you about the technique I used this morning in my class, which is one of my favorite techniques. So if you've seen it, I'm sorry, but not sorry because you're going to see it again. You're going to love it. But if you haven't seen it, then this is something to add to your crafting repertoire. So it'll be fun. So this right here, the glitter. Okay, so a couple things about why I love this particular technique that I'm going to show you. So I think I told this morning's class I wasn't going to be talking about this, but I realized from that class that a lot of people hadn't seen it yet. So I thought it was pretty good to bring it back. So the reason why I love this particular glitter technique to add glitter to your project is because I like the control of where it's going to go. It's also when you're putting on embellishments like sequins or pearls or something, it's one for one. So you don't get clusters of things. So it's a little bit more difficult to get a lot of bang for your buck, a lot of oomph on your card. And so, for example, you can see there's pockets of little chunky glitter here. Okay. This is actually glitter glue, so disregard that, but just the background here. And then I also did it on here where it's almost like that stuff coming down was the glitter like falling. So I thought that was fun. And I just added a little bit up here. So I love that. I'm going to show you. This is what we did this morning. And same exact concept, except I use a different image and a different theme. And so we're getting the glitter all over the cards and it doesn't come off, right? So we'll talk more about how to keep it not coming off because I know none of us, well, most of us don't like flaky glitter. So we will make sure that we're careful about that. All right, so what am I going to need for this technique? You're going to need loose glitter. And I use a makeup sponge because I find them cheaper to use and I cut it in half. So I have two pieces here. So I use a makeup sponge and then I'm going to be using some loose glitter. Any loose glitter is fine. The reason I love this Cosmic Shimmer glitter is because the glitter pieces are various sizes, which gives the clusters interest instead of just one flat size. So I like that. This is the, let's see, what is this called actually? Silver Gems, it's called. So I have that. I also have this in the Frosted Sparkle. So I don't use this that much. This is good for winter cards, snow, stuff like that. So, okay. All right, let me check. Okay. Again, if I'm missing questions, please let me know. All right, so we're going to use that. So I need those two, and you need glue. So let's talk about the glue for this technique. It's very important, in my opinion, that it's not tacky glue. So tacky glue definitely has a place in my craft room, and this is this and the Tombow green glue. It's a green bottle. Are good for having tacky, sticky residue. So this right here is the Smart Glue from scrapbook.com. It dries sticky. And so I love this when I'm doing foiling. That's a very, very good technique, good glue to use for that. But for this, on this card, I do not want it to be sticky because then it'll be uncomfortable to touch. So if you've hanging out with me for any period of time, you know that Bearly Art is my go-to. It lasts a long time. It does all the things. It dries clear. It's wonderful glue. It's my favorite glue. But scrapbook.com just came out with Artis craft glue. And I tested it out for the first time this morning. And we did it on this card right here. And so I'm out of frame. I'm so sorry. I just, I got that feedback today and I'm like, Mary, get it together. Okay, so let me move over. So this right here is this glue. I use this glue for the technique. And what's great about this is it dries clear, it dries non-tacky, and I highly recommend so far. I have to affix this to a card base, which why don't we just do that now to give you my full recommendation on this. But here's the greatest part. If this works, if this is a contender against my Bearly Art glue, it is half the price. So half the price. So you know me, that's what I'm about. So let's try it out. So you get the precision tip. I think it comes with it. I'm pretty positive it comes with it. But I love the precision tip, and then it comes with this pin that you can put in. Okay, so let's just, because we're here, we're going to put this on my card base, and then we're going to get back to our crafting and check our card later. Okay, because we want it to be able to hold. That's the whole point of glue. You can't skimp on the hold. All right. I love liquid glue because it gives me a little wiggle room. Yes, that's right. Thank you, 99 Zan. Is your name Suzanne? Can I make an inference? Yes, I think I am. I'm going to tape it off. Very good. Good advice. All right. So let's put this aside and we'll check back later. A couple things. Don't let me forget to do the giveaway, and don't let me forget to see if my glue works. Okay. I'm putting it all on you. Okay. Let's, yeah, Brenna, I love this. It was super cheery, super bright. And those colors from Catherine Pooler are just, and the fact that you get such good coverage. It's a solid circle stamp with the CP inks. They're just great. All right. So I'm going to pull my card back out here. Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't put my pin in. Hello. All right. It's back. We're good. Okay. So, so long A, not short. Suzanne. Suzanne. Is that right, Suzanne? Say yes or no. What is it? Okay. All right. So I'm going to sop up a little bit of this. Okay. Because I want this dry. I'm also going to take my heat tool to it because I want that to be good to get out. So I'm using my little heat tool. This is not like the embossing one. This is just kind of the more quieter one. No, long. I don't know. Now I'm stuck. How else would you say Suzanne? Susan. Susan. No. It's hard without hearing. It is. I'm gonna make you do like a little voice record and send it to me. Suzanne, like Maine. Suzanne. Suzanne. Got it. Okay. Is that right? Suzanne? Suzanne? No, Anne. Oh my God, this is comedy. Okay. So I'm going to dry this. Now I'm getting a little bit of warping here, but that's okay because when we put this onto our card base, we are going to de-warpify it. So I'm not concerned at all. All right. So we have this down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my surface. If you watched a recent video of mine, I think I have some more release paper here. I have release paper that I kept instead of throwing away from my labels. So I'm just going to use that as my surface. So I need my glitter, my glue, my makeup brush, and then we are going to get going here. All right. Are we, let me see. Yeah, it looks like we're pretty clear. I think we're clear. If it looks fuzzy to anybody, let me know. I think we're pretty good. It might be your internet too, or my internet, if we look a little. Thanks for trying. We are trying. Okay. So let's go. Here we go. I'm going to put down first some glue. So right on my sheet here, you can see it right on the side here. I'm just going to lay down some glue. You don't need much, but probably about that much. And then I'm going to scoop out or pour my glitter into my, I know if you were here this morning, this is all, you're a pro by now, right? Because we talked all about this. So I'm going to pour that in there, and then I'm going to mix it up. And so when I mix it up, you're going to start, it's obviously going to look cloudy, right? It's not going to look bright. It's not going to look shimmery. This glitter is just like no other. It looks like holographic silver glitter. It's so pretty. And see right there, you can see it just looks bleh, like boring, right? Hi, Sharon. You just popping in. Yay. Okay. Clear for me. Good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to accent my, I guess, my tentacles, if you will. So I'm going to place this down on my area here. And that's it. I am just tapping it and letting it do its thing. And you can already see how fun this is. Now let's talk about making sure it doesn't flake off. So a couple things. One, I haven't seen any flaking issues happen. But one thing you can do is almost like Mod Podge it. So like when we're done here, I can go back with a clean side of this sponge and put glue on it and then just tap it over again, and that will seal it in. So that's one way we could do that. Okay. All right. So we have all this. Now you can do whatever you want. This is your creation. So if you want to take it up into a little bit of kind of sparkly up towards the top, it is so fun. It actually, you're going to get to be like, okay, Mary, it's time to stop. This is my problem. Stacy, yay. Yeah, it really is so fun. It is, Stacy, that is a Nuvo spoon. Yep. Robin, you can check. once this video is done, because I never really know what I'm going to use in my lives. Once this video is done, I'll go back and link everything in the description box of the live. But you can also check, I believe it's from Nuvo, which is Tonic. So you can check the Tonic site, or scrapbook.com might still have it. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because I suffer from too much syndrome. So I'm just going to leave it there. And we are going to put this aside and figure out what we're going to do for a sentiment. So when you see this card, what kind of sentiment do you think it should be? What comes to your mind? So I'll let you think about that while I get a drink of my drink. Let's see. I'm missing some of the chat here, so let me take a look. See. All right. Yes. So this is a super fun technique. It's one of, like I said, it's one of my favorite because you can get so much added sparkle for like no effort. It's so easy. And I don't feel like I'm wasting anything either. I've been using this glitter for a long time and it has lasted me. I find that a lot of my tools are lasting me a long time. Like I'm looking over here and I'm seeing embossing powder. Like, have I ever run out of embossing powder? I don't even know. I think I did a video one time on supplies that last forever. I think embossing powder was one of them. So anyway, okay, what do we have? Northern Lights, a party. Okay, I'm not a fan of glitter, but that's taking less messy. It's a little bit, yeah, it's less messy. You don't have to deal with the glitter. It's a great point because I don't see any glitter except where I meant it to be. Oh, there's a little bit here, but other than that. And it's not that super fine glitter too. Oh, rainbow die cut and using something like rain, looking for rainbows. Oh, that's sweet, Stacy. I like that. Glitter lasts forever. We should use it more. Okay. Let me go up. How do I do this? I'm trying not to miss. Sorry, I know there's dead air. Glitter never. I love it. Hi, Mary Jet. Hi, Shay. Can't you use any glitter? Like, you can use any glitter. Any glitter. In fact, I got a question. Can you use glitter glue for this technique? Yes, 100% you can. I love the chunkiness of this particular glitter with this technique. But yeah, you can use whatever. Awesome. Pouring love. I like pouring love. That's fun. Yes. Okay. So let's see about what we have. I'm going to pull out my, I have this fun love stamp now that we're talking about love. Let me see. Let's see what we got in here. I have this, look at that. That's a little bit too big. That love, that's too much love. Let's see. This is love. Happy Valentine's. Love is in the air. Love you so much, sweetheart. Hope your heart is happy today. I love that sentiment. I sent somebody a card. Hope your heart is happy today. It's just something we need to remind ourselves of. All right. But before we get into that, you know what I'm going to do? I know I asked for your opinions and now I'm just like, no. That's not where my heart is. But I want to pull out my sentiments that are sitting in my sentiment stash and see what I have there. So let me go grab those and see how this can help. Baby shower, yeah. Coming events. Chantal, you said, is that coming event especially about the cricket? Mine, no. So, you know what? Well, we'll pause X on this and we'll come back to a sentiment. We have sentiments. We can put anything in there. I'm hearing background. Are you hearing background noise? Oh, you know what? I bet that's my kids. My son and his friend are playing ping pong in the basement and the vent is right under us. So that's what that is. Okay. Let me answer some questions about this Saturday. So this Saturday, if you're registered for the event, if you're not, it's not too late. You can, I'll just put it in the chat here. You can head to this link and get registered. Would someone be a dear and click on that link just to make sure it's going to the registration page? I would really be grateful. But I want to show you what we're going to be doing. And then if you have any questions. So this Saturday, we're going to be doing, it's much more class format. So I know like right now I'm in here crafting and chatting and all that, but this is more technique step-by-step type of instruction. And so the three themes that we're really going to zero in on are mastering ink blending. So I'm going to show you and talk to you about my trifecta and what that means and how to get the best possible ink blend. And so this is one of the cards let me get in frame. This is one of the cards that we're going to be making. And I want to talk to you about really how to just get that ink blend going, right? Because, it can be difficult to kind of master. So when I talk about the trifecta, I'm going to explain exactly what that means. So that is one of the cards. And in fact, the technique we just did today, I think I'm probably going to add the glitter inside the balloons instead of my little confetti here. Anyway, side note. The other technique we're going to be doing is a full front shaker. So I'm going to teach you how to make a full front shaker. I have some extra things I'm making with the card. Like I'll show you here. In the background, we did some heat embossing right here. Oh, you don't have, not heat embossing, but also like embossing paste. That's just extra. You don't have to have that. If you signed up or if you go to the registration page, if you're on let me stop because I'm all over the place. If you're on my email list, I sent out an email with the supply list in it because I want you to see if that's something that you want to do prior to entering and prior to paying for the ticket. So that supply list was there. I can send that to you if you're interested. However, I put what I use specifically, but then I also put what you need to do this particular technique, not brands or types, but just in general. So in general, you would need sequins, a piece of acetate, that kind of thing. So anyway, the second technique is going to be full front shakers. So there's no seam around it, right? So full front shaker. And then the third one is going to be, hold on. The third one's going to be coloring with alcohol inks. And so if you don't have alcohol inks or don't want to, you can use watercolor. But I'm going to show you how to do the just getting some colors. I have two different examples, either using the blow technique or being a little bit more deliberate with the colors for your alcohol inks. So that's the other technique that we're going to be doing together. So we're going to be going through, it's a 4-hour event. Live, very much similar to this. You'll have a chat, but I'll be the only one with like camera access for the class. And then but I'll have help that day. So you can ask questions and I'll be sure to answer them as we go through. Yes, can I go over some shaker troubleshoot? I had to try to make this one shaker 6 times before it would stop falling out. Okay, so generally speaking, Stacy, great question. Generally speaking, I would say when you are putting acetate onto your card front, wherever you're putting your acetate, I highly recommend double-sided adhesive. I don't like liquid glue. I find there's too many potential gaps that can come out. So I like double-sided adhesive. And you want to make sure every single millimeter is covered and is adhered to it. Okay, so that's one. Similarly, when you're using your foam tape with it, you want to make sure there is not one piece that could get out. No gaps between the foam. Everything is connected. That's probably the major. And then the last thing I would say is when you are putting your acetate, the top of the card down onto the foam to lock it in, that you make sure none of that sequence popped up and landed on between the foam adhesive and your card, because that's going to create a gap. So I hope that makes sense, but you want to make sure that you have no gaps whatsoever. But I could talk more about that during class on Saturday. Great question. Okay. What else do you have? Any other questions? Well, I think about if you have any questions pop up, I'm going to go over to my sentiment jar and I'm going to see about what we're going to do. While I'm doing that, why don't I ask a question? We'll do a giveaway. We will do, let me see. All right. Let's do, I know you guys will hear me screaming from over here. Let's do a $25 gift card let's do to either scrapbook.com or Amazon, whichever the winner prefers. Okay, that's the giveaway prize. $25 gift card to either store. Not everybody shops at the same stores, so we'll make it that good between those two. Sorry, I'm reading. Okay. And we are I'm going to ask you a question. There's no right or wrong answer, but just curious. My question for you is, what is your favorite technique in the craft room? So what is the thing that you get excited to do? It is a stress reliever. You're happy. It's not a chore. Even if it takes a long time for some, you just love it. Like, what is the thing that you love to do? I think for me, I don't know if this is an answer, but for me, it would be organizing my stuff. And I love creating for sure, but I love to have everything in place and ready to go for my creation. So that's the thing that like really makes me happy, is the actual, that piece of it, is getting everything ready to use. So let's see what you all have. Organizing too. Coloring, shopping. Now I'm just curious. Die cutting. I like to do like multiples of like die cutting and heat embossing. I like to do it all at once. Drawing. Very cool. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go skip back here, and I'm just going to pick somebody randomly. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Stop. All right. My stop is Bait Breen. Bait Breen. Am I saying that right? Bait Breen. Here we go with the names again. I'm sorry. Bait Breen says embossing. So you are the winner for our giveaway. Yay. Just shoot me an email. I'll put my email here and we'll get you your gift card. Yay. gmail.com. Yep. MaryPolancoDesigns@gmail.com. Way to go, Bay. Bay. Go by Bay. Very good. Okay. Or B. Oh, God. You guys are going to fire me from YouTube. Just let us know. Is it BEE sounding or is it BAY sounding? So I can call you the right thing. Yay. All right. Well, congratulations for that. Okay. So, let's see. Jacqueline. Yay. Okay. Now, by the way, if I didn't mention, not like I'm trying to listen, I'm just excited about Saturday, but this is what I meant when I said I'm probably going to go overboard on Saturday, because I got 2 Misties to give away. I have a Sizzix stamping tool with stencil, like the new stencil one. I got the Lisa Horton tool. I have 2 $50 gift cards sponsored by scrapbook.com. I have 2 $100 gift cards sponsored by me. And then I got a full alcohol pearl ink set, blending brushes, 2 aprons with the little crafty thing on it, the new Altenew stamp wheel. These are all giveaways. You don't have to be present to win. And the culmination prize, the big prize, is the Sizzix switch machine. So I have all those to give away. I have to like make markers throughout the day. There's so many. There's going to be like one every 20 minutes that I'm giving away. So tons of giveaways. Do not have to be present to win, just have to be a registered participant. There is going to be a replay if you do can't make it, if you do want to watch. So so lots and lots and lots of giveaways. I love it. I'm so grateful for this whole community on YouTube. I don't know about anyone else's crafting community, but you all that hang out with me are just encouraging. You're willing to share information about what you know. You're thoughtful. You're just, you fill my cup all the time. And I appreciate you. And this was yeah, something I've been wanting to do for a while. I just didn't have time to figure out all the techie stuff, but I did. So I'm very happy about it. Okay. Thanks, Stacy. Oh, yay. I'm so excited too. Okay. Would you consider doing Zoom next time you do a class like this? Maybe help with the name thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, I did. That's a great question. I did a poll before I set up the class, and it, by and large, it was like 70 to 80% said they would prefer this format and not the Zoom where you can come on to the screen. But I am considering offering an additional one. It doesn't always have to be this way. So we could do an additional Zoom class where it is sort of like coming together. And you can come on camera if you want. You can go off mic if you want. So yeah, so I am considering that. But for the first one, I wanted to get what the masses would want. And that was overwhelmingly this format. Yeah, and Andrea, very good. I did say that that you would have to be present to win the Sizzix Switch, but the reasons for that was because I wanted to make sure that the one who won it wanted the machine, right? Because it's expensive to ship, and I didn't want someone who didn't want or didn't want another one. So what I did was, it's not that you being there was the problem. It was, I wanted to make sure that you wanted it. So I sent out, when you sign up for the class, you'll get a sequence of emails. One of them is, it says, if you want to be considered for the Sizzix Switch, then you have to just sign this Google form. And then I know that you want in. So that's how I fixed that problem. So now you don't have to be present to win the Sizzix Switch. Yay. I just want to make sure that you got it. That's for sure. Awesome. Zoom is fun because you can craft and chat. Yeah, I think I'll do more like a crafty crop chat kind of thing on Zoom. I think that would be fun. Teaching classes can be hard if I'm having to monitor like muting folks or, you know, if things just go awry in that way. So if I'm solely teaching, I think I'll probably try this format at first. It's my first event, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to be, anybody who comes is going to get a survey too, because I want to know all the feedback. I want to make it as good as I possibly can. Yes. Thanks. Okay. Very cool. Yay. So many good comments. Thank you so much. Okay. So this is my sentiment jar here. We should look at that for a second. This is what I meant by when I said that I like to do things sort of all at once. If I do them, do a stamp, heat emboss, and then I can just cut them out as needed. I find that if I have to make a quick card, or just because if I don't feel like doing that this day, I can just cut them up and use them, right? I love this, love you. That's super sweet. That might be really good on there. So let me pull that one aside. And then I have other stuff die cut through here. Lots of good things. Stuff that I had to purge a bunch recently because I just was not going to use it. I just wasn't. And I had to get honest with myself. Oh, that looks pretty. I don't know. This is the holographic paper from scrapbook.com. And I just die cut it with that like matches perfectly. I have to find a way to do that. That has to happen. Here's one in the gold. Look how pretty that is. Okay. Do I have another? I'm just checking it out. Just looking. Wedding shower heat embossing. That's pretty. Deb, that's a great question about shipping to the UK for the Sizzix Switch. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a nice little chunk of change. But it's open. All my giveaways are open to international. There's no restrictions there. Okay. All right. So I know that I want this bow. That bow has to happen. And I'm going to fussy cut this out. So I call it bubble cutting. And that is when I'm cutting out sentiments and you just kind of go close to the letters. And I love the bubble look. For me, this is a very forgiving technique. This is something I've been doing for a while. I don't mind fussy cutting. I'm not opposed to it. In fact, full disclosure, and like, I have to admit something. A couple of years ago, I bought a Brother Scan and Cut machine because I just knew I was going to use it to cut out all my images. And I only used that machine like 3 times. And then after a while, I realized the reason I didn't use it so much is because I wasn't cutting out and coloring a whole bunch of images all the time. My style had started to change in my card making to more sentiment heavy, technique heavy, less image coloring, right? So I just wasn't using it. And I like to give myself some time before I just go ahead and purge. I like to say, okay, is this just a phase I'm going through where I'm not utilizing it? Or is this, has my style changed for good? And I'm not ever going to be really doing this a lot. Because when I first got it, I was using it. I would say I used it, I said a couple times, but I think it was more than a couple times that I used it to cut out images. And so then I was just like, after a while, I got kind of clear on what my new style was and realized that it was just collecting dust. So I destashed it and someone bought it. So they got a really good deal for a barely used machine. And that made me feel good. Okay, this doesn't match at all, but I somehow need this bow on here. I might have to give it up. I don't know. We'll see. What do y'all think? Okay. Let me go back to the chat here for a sec. Oh, yeah. Great question about the plug from someone who lived overseas too in a different country. Me. That is a great question. Someone help out with that? Has anyone bought one? Really good. I'm going to have to keep a note of that if someone from overseas uses or wins it. Yeah. Okay, Cindy Ellen, that's a good point about the Zoom. That's a good point. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so sounds like a lot of people are in the same boat as me. I'm going to have to go back and read some of these because this is really good. Okay. No bow. Can you watch the class later? Okay. Yeah, I don't think the bow matches, but the bow, for future reference, I'm going to be needing to use this bow on this glitter technique. I just have to figure out where. So I do like this sentiment. I'm going to keep it simple. Now let's talk before we get going. I think we have a few more minutes together. I'm going to talk about warping your stuff because that is a problem. So I have a couple ways you can do this. You can use super strong adhesive, just double-sided adhesive to flatten it out a bit. You can run it through your die cutting machine. I haven't found that one has been the end all be all. Like, it's difficult. You can load it up with a really strong glue and then put something super heavy on it. Like, I have this block right here, and as it's drying to its card base, it'll dry. Couple key things though is when you're putting this on a card base, you want to make sure that your card base is not flimsy. So I like a 100-pound cardstock or 120 for my bases. I get that from Accent Opaque. They're my favorite. And so that is another thing. So you can also, and put your ideas in the comments. What is your best way to de-warp your watercolor cardstock? But you can also use double-sided foam. That works too, as long as it's strong. You can use foam with double-sided adhesive. So there's multiple ways you can do this. So I'm going to opt to try out the double-sided adhesive with a sturdy card base. So let's do that one. Oh, okay. Great job. Yes, great suggestions about running it through a laminator. Okay, very good. Can you check the glue? Yes, I can. Probably people are trying to leave. Yes, let me check the card glue. Okay, this is it. This is like the determining I can recommend or not recommend the Artis. This is me using the Artis glue, the new scrapbook.com glue. Yeah, it is on there. I don't want to rip it off just to prove it because that'll ruin my card. But yes, it is on there beautifully. Oh my gosh, that's great news. Half price, folks. So I might have a new favorite. You'll still see Barely Art glue because it lasts forever. So I'm not throwing anything away. But yes, very good. All right. Question answered. Okay, lots of ideas on how you do this. Karen has a question. Let's see. Let me go back up to Karen's question. Can you please tell me about the class? I've been taking care of my mom, going on for the craft or whatever you stay first. Okay, Karen. Okay, all our love to you and your mom. I'm so sorry to hear about that. So I'm gonna affix this. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'll talk about the class, Karen, while I do this. Couple key things though, when you're laying down your double-sided adhesive, you want to make sure that you are not allowing the bubbles to go with the tape. So let me explain. All right. So when I do this, I'm going to be flatten my card. All right. If I do it like this, I might just be reinforcing the bubbles and warping. So I'm going to lay this down right starting at the edge. And then I am going to force this down flat. Okay. That's how I'm going to do it. Now it's still going to be warped. That's fine. But once we lay it on the card base. Karen, so the class that I'm doing this coming Saturday is, if you click on, let me put it in here again. If you click on this link, it'll take you to all the information for the class should you want to join us. And I'm going to be teaching 3 different techniques. And it's 4 hours long, tons and tons of giveaways. You don't have to be present to win. There will be a replay if you miss it. And there you go. And you'll be added to the emails. Once you join, you'll have to add your email to get all the information updates. Look how straight I was, folks. What am I drinking? So that is a little bit about that. It's $15 to attend. And again, click the link. You'll see all the details there. And you can always email me if you have any additional questions. Okay. As for the voltage difference, I'd be leaving that problem to my hubby for joining. Okay, let me go back down here. Funny, you are drinking, Robin? 5 o'clock somewhere. It's past 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to do the fancy little trick that most of us have seen before. I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to use my MISTI. I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to use this as a cheat to get a straight card insert. Okay. So put this here, and then when I go in, I can just lay it right in the corner and then lay it down. It'll be perfect. All right. That's the hope. Everybody cross your fingers. That moment could become a meme. Which moment, Stacy? All right. Here we go. Kind of need my head in the frame. Sorry, folks. You can do this after you put your sentiment on too. Either way. Oh, I put it on upside down. Did someone see that and not stop me? How could you? How could you do that to me? Look, it's upside down. Okay, well, there's a fix for everything. It's just paper. So now we're going to have an even stronger card panel. When it's live, it's live. And you saw it, Stacy. Oh, Stacy, I hold you responsible. I can't be held responsible over here. Okay. We're just going to cut that off and try again. That's it. That's what we're going to do. That's the fix. That's the big grand fix. Yep, that's it. Easy. But look how much flatter. So side note, it worked. We're going to try this again with another card base. I pre-cut all my card bases, just so you all know, because that's not something, that's part of the things I like to do, but not while I'm crafting. I don't like to do that while I'm crafting. I like to have it all ready. Give me the goods. Oh, sweet Sarah. I did it upside down. Now at this point, I have other options. I don't have to use the double-sided adhesive because the warping is pretty much gone. So I'm going to try to use the liquid Artis glue, and I'm going to place this down. Then I'm going to put something heavy on it. Okay, so we're going to see how that does for us. Okay. All right, make sure you put your pin back in. That's with all precision tips. These, I'm going to go back and laugh at these comments. I'm missing them. I know I am. Okay, this is how I want it. That's the right way. All right, I'm still going to use my little cheek here. My little area. Okay, we're done with you. And put this, I am going to put something heavy on it because I just want to. Boom. With another. Boom. All right. That's it. We're done. We're going to put our sentiment on it. There we go. You can get a visual. It's going to look like that. I'm going to wrap this up so you all don't have to feel held hostage by me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this was fun. I hope you learned a little something along the way. I really miss doing lives, and this is particularly why, because you never know what's going to happen. You just make silly mistakes and you have a good time. So thank you again. I'll see all of you who are joining next Saturday. Again, if you are interested in coming, I'll put this link here. Also, you can head to the description box of this video and join. If you want to hang out in other platforms as well, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have an email list where I send out lots of good information. So just, I'll see you wherever you want to see me. And I will let you all go. Don't forget, Bay, to send me an email so I can get you your prize. And thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.